Well, it is officially 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, the final Sunday of the year, the final Sunday video update of the year. My name is Jared Fuller, aka the Jared Bear. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas holiday, and I hope you were able to get through the day and just try to make the best of perhaps depressing situation. Joining me off camera this week is my dad, and Amy's in the bedroom talking with her nephew on the phone. So, yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. Mine was pretty good. Um, we had my brother was over last night with his girlfriend, and Uncle Mark showed up, and we had a nice dinner. You guys played euchre at the kitchen table. Yep. You guys played cards at the kitchen table. I was here in the living room at this computer playing music while they were out in the kitchen playing cards. I haven't played euchre in a long time. Yep, it was a good time. We all laughed, had a great time. There was no fighting or arguing or anything like that going on. It was a good time. Uh, but I did put out a video yesterday morning talking about how Christmas may be a depressing time for most. I know a lot of my Facebook, no, an overwhelming majority of my Facebook friends have a very difficult time getting through the Christmas holiday season, and so I wanted to put together a special video for those of you who may otherwise have a very hard time at Christmas. I know I do. I'm not a fan of the holiday. I've pointed that out any number of times on any number of weeks of the Sunday video updates, and I'm just glad that it's fucking finally over for the next 12 months. Uh, I can get back to some normalcy. I can get back to the way of life, and just take one day at a time and do what I do and try to do things that make me happy. Yeah. And and now with this being the day after Christmas, everything is marked down on the clearance section of the major department stores, because the items that were in layaway, the parents couldn't pay. They missed the payments, and so they just put it back on the shelf. They put it on the clearance rack to get rid of it faster so they can get the money that's owed to them. That's how a lot of stores do it. So yeah, if you go shopping today, if you plan on returning gifts, or if you just want to check out the clearance rack at the department stores like Walmart and such, well, today would be the day to do it. I'm sure there's a lot of goodies in the clearance racks. Um, I had thought about going to a Waso today myself to check out the clearance aisles, but nah, I'm good. I'll just hang here at home and not have to deal with that, because it's gonna be busy today. Yeah, my hair is growing a little long, isn't it? I gotta shave off the scruff on the sides, but my hair is starting to grow back. I gotta shave this off because I like to keep my hair short. So, how was your week, Dad? Yeah. Mhm. Um, actually, a major event happened in Chesaning, in my hometown. So, for those of you who are familiar with Chesaning, there once stood a building at the downtown light, and on the side of it, there was a mural painted on the side of it that said "Historic Chesaning Showboat City." That building has since been demolished. It's no longer standing. There's a pile of rubble at the site of where the building once stood, and I went into town to get some pictures and to check it out. And it's kind of a sad day for the community, for the locals, because that's been a staple of Chesaning. It was built in 1910, so the building was 111 years old, but it was falling apart. It was collapsing, and it was posing a safety hazard. It was posing a safety issue for the residents of the community in that particular area. And yeah, there were apartments upstairs, and so the people wanted it tore down. They wanted it tore out of there for a long time, and so what happened? That building no longer exists. Um, no, I'm talking about the building in the downtown district. It's gone. Uh, and like I said, it's been there for generations, for years, over 100 years. Um, so that was one of the most notable changes, especially in the downtown part of Chesaning, it's just another piece of our history gone. Someone had mentioned something about keeping a block from the building itself, and of course, at the time, I didn't think about that, but I'm sure someone will. And it'll be a souvenir of a building that had stood there for 111 years. Now it's gone. But it's the little things like that. Like most people take it for granted. Oh, it's just a building. It's no big deal. Well, it's a part of Chesaning's history. And for me, and probably many others who are from this area, it was probably a sad moment. It was, yeah. Well, that's Owasso. I'm talking about my hometown. Um, Owasso has history to it, but I'm talking about Chesaning. Um, it's that building. I mean, there's a lot of historical significance to that building, the entire town in general, but to that one building, it was built in 1910. And yeah, it used to be a video store when we lived on Front Street. Um, but when you pass through town, that building, everybody saw that building. They saw the mural on the side of the building. Yeah, yeah, it was right there at the corner facing towards the west. So if you're coming this way, if you're going east through Chesaning, you would have easily saw the mural on the side of the building, and now it's gone. It's another piece of Chesaning's history, gone forever. I don't know what they plan on doing with that empty lot. Probably just leaving it empty, unless they had other plans to rejuvenate that part of town. I don't know. Um, what building? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I noticed that. Those are very old buildings, and they've been through all kinds of seasons and weather changes, and I mean it takes its toll eventually. But yeah, it was a sad moment in the history of our community, and it's just going to be different now more because that particular building and that particular mural no longer exists. That was a part of Chesaning's history for any number of years. So, and it was, of course, it was there when I was a kid. It was there when Dad was a kid. When my mom was a kid. It was built before my grandparents were born. Like before Grandma Perkins and Grandpa Fuller, and because it was built in 1910, they weren't born yet. Um, but their parents were around back then. So I guess to some degree, to some extent, it's a part of their history of my great great grandparents. And now Amy is coming out of the room. What's happening? No, she needs you. So Dad's gonna skedaddle into the bedroom, and I'm just gonna sit here and talk about. uh, So, yeah, my week was pretty good. My Christmas actually turned out better than I expected. And, although I'm not a fan of the actual holiday, it was still nice to have some family come over, and we had a nice dinner. We had a shank ham, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, candied yams, biscuits. So it was a nice little dinner, and everybody got their fill. And for dessert, we had cherry cheesecake. I think we have another cherry cheesecake in the fridge that I've been eyeballing since I got up this morning. I made a pot of coffee and decided to pour myself a cup. And I got to tell you, coffee goes great with cheesecake, especially cherry cheesecake. Um, so after I get done with this, I might help myself to a slice of cherry cheesecake. It doesn't sound bad. The shirt that I'm wearing, actually, I got this from Uncle Mark, um, because I guess it was too big for him. So he says, "Here, you want it? Have it." Hey, Dad, want to shut that door? Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to eavesdrop on their conversation, but yeah, it was a good day yesterday, and but I felt inclined to, put together that special video because, like I said, there's a lot of people who are just not into the Christmas holiday. They don't have a Christmas spirit, and it's understood. Like, I have a lot of friends on Facebook who are, um, they were depressed as myself. I was kind of feeling down in the dumps. I was in the doldrums of depression, and it's like, I just want this shit to be done and fucking over with. I don't care about Christmas. I'm not in a happy-go-lucky, holly jolly mood. I just want it to be done like most people. And so, um, that video was not only to wish everyone a happy Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever they prefer, because, people are pedantic and nitpicky about words now. Um, it wasn't just to wish everyone season's greetings, but it was also, as a way to reach out to those people who are suffering from depression, especially around Christmas time, because I know how serious that is, and I know the significance that depression has on people. Is I get depressed about things sometimes. Um, but it was nice to have family come over yesterday, and we shared laughter, and we had good food. They played cards at the kitchen table. I had some good songs playing on my computer. I have a music collection set aside just for this computer, and then I have a couple of flash drives. One flash drive actually belongs to dad, and it's loaded with country music. And then on my flash drive, it's all, like 60s, 70s, and 80s music, Motown, rock and roll, pop, um, just a variety of different stuff. And so I like to keep a vast collection of music available for people who might be interested, because I like music too. Music kind of speaks to me sometimes, and it has in fact inspired my poetry over the years. But Christmas was good. It actually turned out pretty good this year. Of course, we don't put up a tree because we don't have kids coming around, so what's the point of putting up a Christmas tree? Um, but I know there's a vast majority of my Facebook friends, they just want Christmas to be done and over with. And if you're thinking to yourself, "Well, Jared, you surround yourself and associate yourself with depressing people." That's not true at all. Um, I surround myself with human beings first and foremost. If they don't like Christmas, if it depresses them, then so be it. They're gonna have to find a way to work through it, but they know that if they need someone to talk to, I'm here for them, and I will listen, and I will, I'll let them unload some of their thoughts and their grief onto me, because I'm their friend, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. Um, but it's for those people who like Christmas and find happiness with Christmas, more power to you. I'm not denouncing that. I'm not denying that. More power to you. If you love Christmas and you love waking up every day, seeing your kids, unwrap presents, and if you enjoy seeing the smiles on their faces glowing, well, great. If I had kids of my own, I would definitely be happy, and that would be the one thing that I would live for if I had kids of my own. If I wake up on Christmas morning to see the faces light up on my kids, yeah, that would be something worth living for. Um, but a lot of parents, as I pointed out in that in the video that I uploaded, a lot of parents don't have that. Their children have passed away, and this Christmas was either the first Christmas without their kids, or this is the last Christmas that they will spend with their kids. And so when you combine those, just knowing the circumstances of many of these parents, when you combine those together, it makes it difficult. It makes it very difficult. Um, because, they live for their kids. Any parent, they live for their children. Um, but me, I live for me because I don't have kids, so I have to live for me. I might live for my dog. I don't know. Uh, but Christmas isn't for everybody. If you had a great Christmas, if you love Christmas, hey, more power to you. I'm happy for you. And hey, I'm glad that you had a great Christmas. I hope your Christmas was awesome. Um, but I also notice the people who struggle, It's not all candy canes and lollipops and rainbows. It's hell, and they have to figure out a way to navigate through all that. And so as a friend, I extend my hand and lend a shoulder and a listening ear if they need it. And that's just me. Although on Facebook I do come off as a bit rough around the edges, and I'll just tell you what I think, whether you give a shit about it or not, because I really don't give a shit. Uh, but most people are pretty okay about that. They've accepted that I am that kind of a person. I'll just share what I think. I'll tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. But we're all entitled to an opinion. So that's what I always keep in mind. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're, happy and healthy, and I hope you got through the holiday without any real trouble. Um, yeah. So we do have more snow coming here in Michigan. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just rambling and ranting here. Uh, we got more snow coming tomorrow. We're expected to get anywhere between inch and a half. Michiganders, you have got to remember that this is Michigan. This is not a first thing. This is, we're not virgins to snow. Um, you got to know how to drive on this shit. It's not the first fucking snow event we've had. You have to take it easy driving on these roads because, that would help you in the long run and it would help other people. Uh, you have to know how to drive on this shit. I mean, you just have to. And living in Michigan for as long as you have, or, I've lived here all my life, I know how to drive in the snow, especially when it comes to black ice and, just even an inch of snow can make the road slippery. So I always take it easy when I'm out on the roads. I don't, I don't screw around. I don't do fishtails and figure eights and cut donuts and all that shit. I take it easy because I don't want to drive recklessly and not only put myself in danger, but the lives of other people in danger as well. I don't want to do that. So um, it's wise to just take it easy, leave early if you have to, and just take your time going. You don't have to be in a hurry all the time. And that is the way of the world right now. That is the condition of the world. Everyone is in a fucking hurry all the time. You need to just slow down, relax, smell the roses, take a look around, notice what's going on around you, take notice of your surroundings, and just take it easy. I mean, they remind you this on the news. They tell you every year on the news, slow down, take it easy, don't drive like a fucking maniac. Well, they don't say fucking maniac, but they say don't drive crazy out there, take it easy. Um, but I'll tell you, don't drive like a fucking maniac and you'll be fine. Um, but anyway, yeah, we're expecting about an inch and a half, give or take. Not a ton of snow, but just enough to make things slippery and a little hazardous for travel. So, be careful out there. We gotta have you here. We want you to be around in 2022, if the fates allow. Good coffee. Dad might be coming out any moment, but Amy pulled him away. I guess there was something more important or pressing going on the phone in the bedroom. I don't know. But dad should be out again here in a little while. Amy might come back out. Um, so what's happening this week? Well, we're gonna probably gonna watch the ball drop on New Year's Eve. I'm gonna be paying bills this week. I don't know if I'm going out to Billy's tomorrow night. I don't know if Billy's is gonna be open, but if they are, I don't know if I'm gonna go because of the snow. I don't wanna make any unnecessary trips driving through inclement weather, and, I don't wanna risk, you know, putting myself in harm's way because of the snow we're expected to be getting, and, I'm not close to Billy's, so For me, it's a distance to drive, and that's a weekly or almost a weekly thing for me to go out to Billy's, and I know I'm gonna be getting, some messages from my friend Kenny tomorrow. "You coming out? You coming out?" Every week he asks me if I'm coming out, which it doesn't bother me. I mean, somebody wants me around. I'm happy. I'm glad. I'm thrilled that people are always asking me, "Hey, you gonna be out at Billy's tomorrow or tonight or whatever, Are you gonna show up? Are you gonna be there?" And I try not to disappoint people, but I have to put my safety first sometimes, and if, of course, if I don't have the money, I'm not going anywhere. Um, Usually, like dad'll go out there with me, and if dad has extra money, he'll say, "Well, come on, let's go out to Billy's, we'll take my car, or, I got some bucks on me, we can go out to Billy's and listen to music and have coney dogs or whatever." Coney dogs are good, by the way. Especially the way Billy's prepares them, really good. Um, but it all depends on weather, it depends on finances, if we got the money. I don't go out to Billy's every week. It's just if or when I can. But next year, I'm hoping to do things differently next year. I actually had some plans for next year, but I'm not going to tell you what those plans are. I'm not going to give away my secrets because these are plans that I have um, in place, very big plans. So I don't want to give any of that information out because, of course, there's certain people watching this and they don't like me. They watch me just because they've got nothing better to do with their time. They hate me. They hate me. So I'm not going to give any of my plans out there, but only I know what I'm going to do or what I have planned for next year. And I don't think I'll have a problem making those plans come through. So, but I'm going to tell you what one of my plans are. I want to go to the Michigan, Ohio, Indiana border where all three of the states come together. I have always wanted to check that out. It's by what I understand, it's a back road and it's marked with like a rock or a stone where all of the states come together. But I want to get some pictures and video of that. I'll park my vehicle on the side of the road and get some pictures and video, and I'll put together a video for my YouTube channel here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's just the joining of three states. I mean, you know, it's one experience I've never had where three states come together. Like in Michigan, I've been to like the joining of three or four counties at a time where they all come together, but um, not actual whole states where, the meeting points of states. So I'm thinking next spring, perhaps I'm going to make a little trip down to yeah, I got a, I got a new mass airflow sensor. I'm thinking they're going to have to reset that because my check engine light is still on. I purchased a mass airflow sensor for about 60 bucks at AutoZone with, the help of dad's, military discount. Uh, so it was originally like 70 bucks, so I got like a yeah, something like that. So I got a discount on that, and, the check engine light's still on, and it still stalls on me, though. Yeah, it does need an oil change. I'm way over on mileage. Yeah, I'm way over on mileage. I do need an oil change. I gotta get that done. I gotta get that squared away, and if it still does that after I get the oil change, I'm wondering if perhaps it needs the new pigtail, like from the mass airflow to the where you gotta splice the wires. Are you sure? Okay. All right. I'm taking your word for it. You're the mechanic. I'm taking your word for it. Yeah. Yeah, but it still stalls. Yeah. Well, I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, I sure hope not because I have some serious travel. Well, for sure, I'm like 4,000 miles over. Yeah, gotta take care of that, guys. Um, But yeah, I plan on going down to the joining of the 3 states, and I will, in fact, put together a video for your viewing pleasure, and it'll be a great trip. I think it's gonna be fun. So, I pretty much gave away our plans for this week. We're gonna be paying bills, we're gonna watch the ball drop on New Year's Eve, probably gonna get a six-pack or a 12-pack or whatever. I'll sit and drink a 6, it don't bother me. Um Yep, I'm not leaving home, I'm gonna stay right here, I'm gonna watch the ball drop. You were drunk. Because you were drunk, you don't remember. I remember. I remember watching the ball drop. Um, there was a neighbor of mine, he from about, I don't know, I'd say 35 years ago. He passed away, just before Christmas. His name was Frank Johnson. He was a hell of a nice man, everybody knew him. He was 96 years old. Cy was a good guy, but Frank was 96 years old, and when we first moved into the farmhouse on Chapin Road in 1986, it was just after I was born, we moved into the upstairs apartment, and I think Frank lived a couple houses down at the time. Yeah, in the farmhouse, that little homestead right there. Then he moved over to Pete Road, and I think that was the family farm, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and Pete Road, and he lived there for any number of years, but he passed away in Saginaw. He was 96 years old. He was in the Army during World War II, I think it was, and, he retired from Lear and Elsie. Um, he worked at Oldsmobile in Lansing. So he was a nice guy. He'd help anybody, and he helped a lot of people. So, my love and condolences go out to Frank Johnson's family and friends, and, he lived a hell of a good life, and he was a hell of a good man, and he sorely will be missed for sure. And today is Clay Savel's 85th birthday. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Uh, I don't know who watches my videos or if anyone's even aware of this channel, but if anybody who knows Clayton Saville watches this channel, much love and happy birthday to you, Clayton. You old fart. Um, Anytime I see Clayton, I mean, this guy's got a sense of humor. Anytime I see Clayton out in public and you say, I'll knock the shit out of you, just being funny and cheerful and comical and humorous, that's the nature of Clayton Saville. He's always been, the guy to just joke around and like he raises his fist, he says, I'll kick your ass. And he does that with my dad. He says, "Boy, I'll knock the piss out of you," and he'll say all kinds of funny shit to my dad. But happy birthday, Clayton. Happy 85th birthday to you and your sense of humor. I'm sure you came out when you were born, you probably had that sense of humor with you. Um, I love Clayton Saville. He's a hell of a nice guy. So happy birthday to Clayton. We were at Frank's supermarket on Friday. I think it was Christmas Eve. Um, and Dad and I ran into a friend that we've known for any number of years, and she had a couple of her grandchildren with her, and she she was talking with dad, I was talking with her grandchildren. She had her grandson and her granddaughter, and one of the kids was, I think, 8 years old, the other one was 10. And I told him, I said, I've known your grandma since I was your age, since I was a little kid. And they're like, wow. And it's true. I've known her for might as well say all my life. My whole life I've known her. Um, but it was nice to see her again. I don't see very many people from my childhood much anymore. If they're not dying, they're just, they live far enough distances away to where I don't see them regularly like I used to. But it was great to see this person again. And she had of course, her grandson and her granddaughter. She's got 13 grandkids, and two of them were with her on Christmas Eve. And I asked the granddaughter, I said, "So my name is Jared. how do you think my name is spelled? You can spell my name 20 different ways." And she started out saying, "Is it J-E-R?" I said, "Yeah, you got the first 3 letters right." And then that's when the wheels fell off when she said O-N. And I said, "No, you were doing so good, you got my name wrong. It's actually J-E-R-E-D." She had that surprised look like, "Yeah, it's Jared, not Jaren, Jared." But it was cool. It was pretty cool. And, dad ended up paying for her groceries. We let her ahead of us in line, and she ended up paying or dad ended up paying for her groceries, and she gave dad a great big hug, and yeah. 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 Yep, we've known the family like I was telling the viewers here, I've known her for my whole life pretty much. Um, yeah. But, so that was one of the highlights of the week. Um, yeah, not really much else to talk about this past week, although it was just really super busy and, getting everything prepared for Christmas, and we went, shopping for Christmas dinner, I think it was last week. It was the same day that I bought my mass airflow sensor for my van. I went to Meijer and got some groceries and, or got some stuff for Christmas dinner, and it all turned out good. Yeah. Uncle Mark was really happy. Yeah. Well, it was funny because my brother and his girlfriend were here, and the gifts weren't marked, and so Uncle Mark had ended up on accident opening my brother's girlfriend's daughter's gift, which was makeup. And I told Uncle Mark, I said, "You got some war paint, Uncle Mark." I said, "That eyeliner really brings out the color of your shirt, you know." And we were all just laughing and joking, and he about fell off the couch laughing. He thought it was hilarious. He was like, "What the fuck?" You know? He's like, "It's makeup." And yeah, Crystal's like, "Oh my god. How could I have gotten that wrong?" And Jay started laughing. It was fucking hilarious. Yesterday was a good day. It was probably one of the better Christmases. Just having people here, and we all laughed and joked, and we had good food, played cards, played music. Um, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Um, so yeah, it was great having Uncle Mark here and my brother and his girlfriend. So, but that was one of the funnier moments. Yeah, it was one of the funnier moments. He opened a present that wasn't his, and it was a makeup kit. And I say, "I put on some makeup, put on some lipstick, Uncle Mark." He's like, "Yeah, fuck that." Is he a bearded lady? Yeah, you need some help applying that. You gotta take a napkin, and when you put the makeup on, you gotta go like that, you know. And he was just laughing. He had a good time though. I'm glad he enjoyed himself yesterday. He got a full tummy, and I don't know what we're doing for New Year's. Get some like a veggie tray or a yeah, get a veggie tray and get some snacks, some drinks. I'll play some music or whatever, and that'll be our. We'll watch the ball drop. Um, yeah, yep, just like Chris on Christmas. We'll have a little party or whatever here at the house. Because this is actually the very last Sunday video update of 2021. And I also wanted to say, because I don't know how much time I have left. Well, I got about 25 minutes left. I actually also wanted to use this time to say thank you for sticking with me through another year. I didn't imagine that I would be doing Sunday video updates prolifically like this, because I figured I would just, you know, put out a few videos just to tell people how I'm doing and be done. And there are people who watch. There are people who are interested in listening to me talk, and they are interested in Well, everybody, not just police officers, everybody. Yeah, that's what I'm not talking about that though. It's I didn't think I would still be doing the Sunday video updates. I thought it would just be one and done kind of a thing, but I've been coming back every week. And while there are people who I've pissed off, not intentionally at times, most of the time, yeah, I say things to purposely piss people off as a way to get back at them for the way they've treated me. I will say that um, I, I enjoy doing these. I enjoy doing the Sunday video updates, and with Dad and Amy's help, I couldn't do it because I would run out of things to talk about. And so I just wanted to say thank you for another long year of being my subscriber, being my viewer, for sticking through, sticking with me through the years. And I'm hoping that 2022 will be a more productive year. I'm hoping that things will be better next year, which every year we all wish and hope and think that things are going to be better for the next year, which never goes well. But one can only hope. And while hope is a very dangerous thing, all I can do is just take one day at a time, hope for the best. Although it's dangerous to hope for things, but I always hope that it's going to be better than it was before. And I try to be logical and critical about a lot of things, everything, and I try to make the best decisions based on logic and reality and critical thinking. I don't just go by gut instinct because I can be wrong with gut instincts. I can be incorrect about something. So I always want to go by what's evidently true or not true. And I try to implement that on Facebook. I try to implement that here on my Sunday video updates on YouTube. I try to make that known that because ever since 9/11 happened, we have engaged in this see something, say something bullshit, and everybody's running scared. Nobody can live their life anymore without someone throwing a bitch fit about someone did this, someone said that. We're always trying to cancel each other on one thing or another. Now we're in this cancel culture bullshit, which I don't buy into. Um, People need to just remember where we came from. You need to remember who you are, and you need to remember that kindness is always going to win. There's people who preach kindness all the fucking time, I know, and they exhibit a different kind of behavior on social media. I can think of one guy who does this shit all the time. Uh, I am generally, I am a kind person. I've helped a lot of people. I continue to help people. I get it from this guy over here. And my mom has been a big part of my life in terms of showing me the importance of helping others. But I'm gonna tell you, when I've had enough, I fucking had enough, and people are gonna know about it. And I have no problem speaking up and voicing my opinions and telling people like it is. Well, yeah, and that's another thing too. Um, I don't mind helping people, but there's a limit on, okay, I'll help you, but then you're just going to take advantage of me. And the very minute that I can't help you, you're going to run away. You're going to, discard the friendship. Then fucking do yourself a favor and do me a favor and just walk away. Just leave me alone. And there's one person out there that um, I used to talk to her all the time, all the time. Her son is a Wilm survivor like I am, and she lives in Texas. We used to talk all the time about everything. She would tell me how her son was doing. She would tell me, we would talk about the weather and, just general things like that. The minute she got married, she ended up blocking me. So it's like, what the fuck? You get married to an insecure man child and suddenly you got to throw away a healthy friendship because your now husband is an insecure little shit that you got to say adios, Jer Bear? What the fuck? But I always tell myself that was her decision, that's her loss, it's not mine. Um, Nothing sexual was ever said. I didn't come on to her in that way. We were friends. We shared lots of good laughs. She works in the medical field, by the way, and she was telling me things about what how the COVID is affecting her line of work because she's a frontline worker. And then all of a sudden, she just walked away. She turned her back the minute she got married. So it's like it was like a great big fuck off. Okay, well I can throw it right back at you. Fuck off. Have a nice life. Have fun with that insecure little boy that you married, and, when you realize you've made a mistake, when you realize you have thrown away something good, when you come to your senses, then you can unblock me, we can have a conversation. Hell, send me a text message. I think you still got my cell phone number unless, of course, you deleted it out of your phone because we don't want your little insecure man child of a husband to get jealous. Um I tell you what, that's why I'll never get married. I'll never fucking get married, and if you listen to my Daily Rant recording talking about how there are women out there who are just not mature enough for marriage, that's kind of the point that I was making is that you get people out there who are all especially women, like, I'm single, don't have kids, but I have lots of female friends out there who are married and not married, and in some particular cases, there are unwed women that I speak with whom of which when they get married, they say, "Piss off." They treat me like I'm shit. And that was kind of the point of the Daily Rant, and that's the shit that I get sick of, is the fact that you get women with insecure husbands. They don't like the fact that their women that their wives are talking to their other male friends who just so happen to be single and childless, like a plague. Um, Again, that's not my loss. I mean, if you choose to walk out of my life, you're gonna eat that shit sandwich and you're gonna swallow it, all of it. And when you realize that you've made a mistake, come back and see me. Let's talk about it. But until then, keep fucking off into the sunset. Have a nice life, and I hope he doesn't beat the shit out of you because that's what I've noticed with a lot of my female friends. They think they've got the winner. They think they've got the jackpot, the grand prize of a man until they treat them like shit, and then they come whining to me about it. Uh, you made that choice. I'm sorry that he treated you like shit, but that was a choice you made. You gotta be a little more educated, and you gotta take some accountability for the choices you make. Um, it's like these women who, um there's women out there, and I'm not trying to, this isn't an attack on women or a hate woman speech. I don't hate women, but there are women out there who have kids with a guy. They have no intentions of staying because once the child's born, oh, gotta go. Um, it's not just the man. I mean, women really need to be accountable. They need to take some accountability for who they allow to shove their penis into them. That's just the way it is. Uh, the women aren't always the victims, and the men aren't always the victims. It just depends on the circumstances. But um, I've had female friends come to me complaining about how their significant others treat them, and yet they go back to them. And it's like, what's the point of that? You're coming to me telling me that your old man or your partner, whoever it is treating you like absolute dog shit, but you're gonna go back to them. Well, if you're gonna keep going back to it, then stop complaining to me about how they treat you because you are making the choice, the conscious choice to go back to this motherfucker. I just don't want to hear about it anymore. Us single people, you know, we enjoy the single life for that reason because we don't let other people control us and tell us what the fuck to do or who we can and can't talk to. Uh I live a laid back, comfortable life. Um, I used to be someone who wanted a wife and a family, children. Um, but the older I got, I noticed how those chances would diminish more and more and more the older and older I got. So it's like, fuck it, I might as well just live my life, take control of my life, do what the fuck I want to do. I don't have child support. I don't have alimony. I don't have to pay sh- shit tons of money. Don't have to deal with legal shit regarding marriage and child support and all that shit. I am actually happy and comfortable living the life I live and doing what I get to do. I do what makes me happy. I have friends who love me as much as I love them, and if you choose to walk out of my life for whatever the reason may be, that's your fucking loss, because I think I'm a pretty good guy, all things considered. I can be a bit of a loudmouth, I can be opinionated on a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I only want what's best for all of us. I want for all of us to thrive. I want for all of us to treat each other nicely. Um, and don't just put on a fucking show for Facebook. Don't preach kindness, savage kindness, and then turn around and lie about somebody or uh, jump on the bandwagon as a way to smear Jared Fuller because he said this or he did that. That's what everybody else is saying, so we're just going to go along with that. I mean, that's really fucking shameful. Especially if you want to be someone who you're trying to be revered, you want to be number one and everything, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. Uh, but here I am today, still sitting in front of my computer and living my life with two people, that I see every day, day in and day out. They know the truth. I know the truth. And most anybody who knows me, any reasonable thinking person would also know the truth. Um, they don't sit and listen to bullshit and then believe it just because a bunch of people say it. That's not how reality and logic works. Hi.
Hi.
You look winded. What were you doing in that bedroom? I'm kidding. I don't care either way what you do, but I just wanted to say, and I've rambled. I went off the rails a little bit. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for sticking with me through the years. I didn't think that there would, anybody would show an interest in hearing what I have to say or interested in knowing what I'm doing for whatever the reason. Um, but thank you. Thank you for your subscription to my channel. Thank you for listening. And maybe depending on how things go, I might reopen the comment section on my videos. I might, depending on how that, depending on how things go, because you have people who can't control themselves and they want to come on here acting all trolly and being stupid and acting like douchebags. Uh, do it somewhere else. But I might reopen the comment section because there might be people out there who listen to what I have to say and they might want to share a comment. They might want to share their thoughts and opinions. I might introduce that again. We'll see what happens. But it looks like you were itching to say something. Oh, your mom's not doing well. Yeah. Right. Oh. Oh.
He's in a panic, so now we gotta go up there so Dad can keep him under control because he's already went.
Oh, you're headed to Wawaso?
Yeah, he already went in my mom's room and shook her, trying to get her.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
She come right up and told my brother that today.
She just doesn't want to be here no more. Well, I as sad as it is,
I understand she's had a long life.
As sad as it is, though, Amy.
We thought that she could live as long as her aunt did, was 102.
Well, some things happen. Things come up,
This has just came up on us in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Look at my mom. When my mom got killed, my stepdad was living. He only lived, what, a year later?
A year.
And he was gone.
But Grandma was killed. She didn't die from
5 years. Almost 6. Okay. August 13th
Yeah.
will be 6.
Yeah.
And it's taking her
dementia and Alzheimer's is
And she's heartbroken.
she just doesn't want to be here anymore.
She was doing great when she was in the home.
Yeah.
Now that she's back home, it's too much. Like I was telling my girlfriend Julie,
Sad.
it's too much in the home for her
Too many
Yeah.
memories.
because of all the memories of Dad being there
Yeah.
with her all that time.
Yeah.
Now he's not. Now she just.
And she did not have enough time to accept the fact that she was
But-
going to be alone.
But when something does happen, inevitably it's going to.
Yeah, we know it's going to happen. We just
Can you understand though why she wants to not exist anymore? Can you understand that? Because
it just hurts.
well, of course it hurts. Of course it hurts. I mean, she took you in when nobody else would. She gave you a life when nobody else would. And of course it's hard. Of course it's hard. It's going to be hard.
But gotta look at it this way, Amy.
She raised me since I think I was 11 years
Yeah.
old.
See, and of course it hurts.
But look at it this way in your mind. She's not gonna need no more pain.
You don't want to see her suffer. She's just getting tired. And I don't blame her. She lived a long life, yes, but she doesn't want to suffer.
She don't want to be there no more by herself.
She doesn't want to live a life of solitude, you know?
My brother could say it. At least I'd be free.
At least he'll be free. What the fuck kind of thing is that to say?
Think he'll be free?
Yeah, that's what she just said.
I haven't talked with Joe when I get there.
He needs to watch what the fuck he says.
You know, and
And
I mean, I can
understand.
understand. I can
I
understand.
will say no. Your mom's gonna be free.
I can understand in a way where, in a way, I get what he's saying because he's been there with
it's that
her.
time of year though where
But when emotions are on high, like yours right now, he needs to watch what he says.
that's why Dad's going to deal with him, and I'm just gonna hang out with Jessica and her mom.
You know,
and my mom and-
I can talk to Joe and I can explain things to Joe where he's gonna understand.
It's not about oh, thank God I'm free. You know, I can get out from underneath all the stress, which I'm sure it is stressful. I'm not saying it's not,
when
but
my mom come out and told him that she's ready,
yeah,
you know what he says?
Well, I'm going
You
with
go, I'll go with you.
Yeah, and she
And
said.
he's laying right there in the bed next to her.
And what she say? No.
No.
I don't know.
Your dad wouldn't want you to do that, would he, Joe?
Excuse me.
A lot of that's drama, but I get where I can understand where if you take care of someone for so long and it does get to you, it weighs on you.
Something and you turn around and do it anyway at the age
Yeah.
of 16.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're taking care of someone, I have no doubt that it gets stressful. It weighs down on you. So in other words, it could be him saying it'll be a relief because
Just like Dad.
I won't have that responsibility weighing on me, and then she'll be at peace when she passes away.
Your big grandpa said.
Yeah.
He said when she passed, I was relieved. I had
Yeah.
that.
When Grandma Fuller passed away, Grandma Martha passed away, it was a relief on Grandpa. But it's how he said it. Oh, I'll be free. Well, it's not being free. It just means that there's going to be some relief.
No, it's gonna be harder.
Well, there's going to be relief though. When
I got a feeling with my brother though, he's gonna collapse right at the gravesite.
well, it's going to be a relief knowing that she's not suffering anymore, and it's going to be a relief knowing that you're not going to have that constant weight on your shoulders.
She's with Dad.
But the rest of that is drama. That's a show.
Now she's with your dad.
I'm sorry to say it, but it's a show. I know how they are. I know how a lot of people act, and it's a show. Most of it is drama. And it just is. Most of it is.
Joe thinks after she's gone, it's gonna be a few years. No, it's gonna be harder.
It's like
Then he's gotta realize he's got all this.
it's like my cousins.
You can't lie to me about it anymore.
Listen, it's like when my aunt passed away and my cousins are like, "Oh, I got my gun loaded and I have no reason to live." Shut the fuck up.
I know
Shut
somebody
up.
that did that today.
it takes you longer to say it than to fucking do it. So I don't want to hear another word coming out of your mouth with some stupid shit like that. Oh, I got no reason to live. Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Or when they say, I have no reason to live, and then you speak up and you say to them, don't you have a child?
It's drama. It's poor, pitiful me.
Where's
Feel
that-
sorry for me.
Where's that child gonna be after you go and you pull that fucking
Yeah,
trigger?
and that's what they want. They want you to cower down to their emotions because they want attention. That's when I instead of saying where'd your child be, I just look at them and say, you know what? Shut the fuck up and grow a pair of balls.
Well, you heard what I told my son.
But Joe's not gonna like what I tell him today. He won't. He won't.
I just don't like drama. I'm not a fan of that
He's
shit.
not gonna like what I say to him today.
It's all a show. It's all drama. I don't.
Don't get him going any worse than what he
Oh, I
already
won't, but
is.
it's gonna make it's gonna hit right here. He's gonna start fucking thinking.
It's just when people do the poor, pitiful me shit all the time. And I understand depression. I open up the video talking about depression and like during the holidays, how difficult.
For morphine,
Yeah.
but you know what? That's another way of saying we're gonna put you at ease a little bit as you're going, as you're dying. We're gonna put a little bit ease through the pain.
Well, I started, listen, I started this video talking about depression and the holidays. Okay. That's different because the holidays makes you, it makes you think about who and what you don't have anymore. That's depressing. And yeah, I understand that, but all this pity party shit. Oh, I got my gun loaded and I have no reason to live.
Or,
Shut the fuck up.
I got this Jack Daniels bottle. It only took me until 12 o'clock this afternoon to drink it.
Yeah.
And
Like who
20 some years.
like who
Oh,
cares? So what?
Yeah, and I bet he feels like shit.
Grow a pair of fucking
somebody's
balls,
30 now.
grow a pair of balls, and accept shit like they are. What are you gonna do about it?
No, just you know what I'll do? I'll bring your dad's name up in the conversation with Joe, and Joe
Well-
knows that I know what I'm talking about.
And I'll tell you what.
But
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about suicide. Yeah, it's crossed my mind a lot,
I do.
but I'm not gonna sit here and go on Facebook or tell somebody, oh, I just have no reason to live. I keep it to myself because I work through that myself.
I go to my close friends.
You know,
And
I
know
mean,
you guys can tell just by watching my actions.
But
You
the thing
know,
is,
I've been through it
the
all.
thing is the only kinds of people who say, well, I'm feeling suicidal, or and then they go on a paragraph, a tirade talking about how they're gonna do it, why they want. That's attention seeking. If I have suicidal thoughts, I get through it on my own. Or I might mention to dad, I might say, I just don't want to be here anymore, but I'll get through it. So a lot of it, I'm sorry to say, as harsh as it might sound, a lot of it is attention seeking. That's it. It's poor, pitiful me. I want the whole world to pamper me and feel sorry for me. You know, some things are the way they are. You know, what are you going to do? I don't get people. A lot of it is attention seeking. It's like, stop acting like a child. Let your fucking balls drop. Grow a pair. And man up. Accept shit for what it is. Like if I had a thought about suicide, okay, yeah, but I'm still here. Like I'm not gonna go on a tirade on Facebook and talk about, oh, how I wish I could end it, and I got my knife next to me, I got my gun loaded. Oh, please,
My mom's dying. Let me have a bottle, Jared. I need that bottle.
yeah. It's just stupid shit because people like to deflect they like to make it about themselves at the expense of someone else.
And then you figure, okay, I got this bottle. Then you're suicidal. Okay. Because of the depression you're going through and all the crap you're going through.
Yeah.
So you got that bottle. Well, then eventually you get feeling good off that bottle.
Yeah.
But your mind is still racing about wanting to harm.
Well,
And
like
then before you know it, you're doing both. You're drinking and taking pills.
it's like you know, I already have feelings about death, dying, or whatever. I talk about that a lot. But when I'm drunk, you know, it's like I really don't care. It doesn't scare me. I'm feeling good. I don't care. You know, whatever happens, happens. I'm having fun. I'm cutting loose. I'm unwinding. And if I die drunk, then I die drunk. You know, I mean, what the fuck? I'm not saying that I don't care about life and living. That's not the message I'm trying to put out. What I'm saying is that even if the thoughts go through my head like, oh, I'm gonna face my own mortality, I'm gonna die someday. Okay, someday, yes, I'm going to die. But as for right now, I'm going to live my life and have fun.
You know, the way I look at it now, Jared, because my son and I've gotten as close as we have,
Yeah.
and here I'm telling myself now, I have to live.
You have to live, yeah.
I gotta live for my son. I cannot take myself.
And you
out
gotta
of
live
it
for
my son.
yourself. And you gotta live for yourself too.
That's the problem. I really have core issues with that.
Well,
All my life, I've been one of these that have been there for everybody else, but fuck myself.
no. You got to take care of yourself too. You got to make yourself a priority. That's one thing I've had to learn, Amy. I'm telling you, I've helped a lot of people in my life. The people watching this know that. I've helped lots of people in my life. But the minute I made myself a priority, all those people are like, we Jared is of no use to us anymore. We'll just believe the nasty negative shit. Then fucking believe it. Leave me alone. I'm living my life.
You know, and you got these, excuse me to change the subject, but you got these alcoholics out there
Yeah.
that think, okay, I can drink, but you can't smoke weed.
Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
That's not fair. You are calming down with your alcohol.
Yeah.
We calm down with the weed.
Which, by the way, weed doesn't kill. Alcohol does.
Your brother's calling me.
But anyway, Dad's on the phone. Amy's on the phone. I have been here for over an hour because I think I just hit the hour mark. I certainly did. I went over a couple minutes. Before I sign off on this very last Sunday video update of 2021, I want to once again thank all of you for watching and for sticking by my side for another year. I don't know what 2022 has in store, but I'm hoping that things get better in terms of our pandemic, that the world starts to reopen more and more, and we see less people dying as a result of COVID, and people feel more comfortable getting out doing things. I want to try to do more, and I don't know if Billy's is open tomorrow, and we're supposed to get snow. But I want for 2022 to be a better year for all of us, as I'm sure you want it to be better for all of us. But it's been another long, crazy year. And I've been doing the Sunday video updates now for about 6 years, going on year number 7. I will be back on the 2nd of January in 2022.
Excuse me, Jared.
And I hope you'll be here with me as well.
Can you move your mic for a minute, please? Sir?
Well,
Just for a minute.
So,
That's all.
oh, she wants to give me a hug. Okay. That's okay. That's all right. Are you headed to Owasso?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the final Sunday video update of the year,
Yep. Oh,
and
right. Wow.
and we're all getting old.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Oh, we're all getting old.
Speak for yourself.
We're all getting old.
Getting young.
They're gonna head to Owasso to check on her mom, and
They get to deal with my brother because I can't.
so is there any, because I've gone over time, but is there anything you guys would like to say? One for the last Sunday video update of 2021, guys. Let her up.
That's all, folks. You know, y'all have a good year, and hopefully this year is going to be a nicer one. Better one for everybody.
That's right.
Be kind to each other.
Peace out. Be safe. And love your loved ones that are out there that are at hard times right now. Don't shove them away.
Very good.
Good one.
So this being the final Sunday video update of 2021, again, thank you all so much for sticking with me through another year. I will return on Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. The date will be 1222. I love you all very much. Have a wonderful and safe New Year's Eve this week. Drink responsibly.
They won't let me drink.
And be safe out there. And as Amy, to steal a page from her book, just cherish your loved ones and
Yeah,
cherish the time you have with them, because
you never know.
this life is only temporary, man. We got to love each other and treat each other nicely, and we have to leave positive footprints in this world, because we have to keep that going. We got to keep this world a better place for all of us. And
Some people, yeah, it's hard to say when they're living that you love them and you care about them.
Yeah.
The way they treat you.
Yeah.
But then when it comes right down to that last moment, you're like,
And
why did we fight like we did?
yeah,
that's what really hurts people is when you tell them that, because they're mad at you. And you tell
right.
them, I don't care. You can be mad, but I still love you.
I fight with. There's people that I fight with, like my brother. We've bumped heads a lot, but I love him. He's my brother. I love my brothers, both of my brothers. But anyway, guys, we're out of here. Happy New Year, much love, and let's welcome 2022 on a positive note, shall we? Because
Agree.
this year was a bunch of fucking shit. So until next week, until next year, much love, peace out, and Happy New Year. We'll see ya.